According to the Mayo Clinic right now, over 100,000 people are on the organ transplant list, and there are many more added each and every day. There are mothers, fathers, sons, daughters, sisters, and brothers all waiting for an organ. I'm here today to discuss why exactly you should be an organ donor. You can end up saving 8 lives and improve many more. I'm also here to discuss how organ donation can help the grieving process of losing a loved one, and in addition, to squash all the myths that come along with being an organ donor. And finally, show you how easy it is to simply become an organ donor. Let's first discuss exactly what organ donation is. Say you're an organ donor and let's say an unfortunate accident happens and you're pronounced brain dead, which means there's no brain activity going on in your brain and you're most likely not going to be able to return. The doctors will inform you of this and you'll be diagnosed as brain dead. They will discuss with your family exactly what they want to do. So you're supposed to discuss beforehand whether you want to be an organ donor or not, and then they will immediately go into testing your blood type and seeing who you would best match with to donate organs. And then they'll immediately go into organ recovery and donate organs. You can actually donate 8 organs that are life-saving procedures like kidneys, pancreas, spleen, organs, heart, lungs. All these are life-saving organs. You can also donate at least 80 different parts of your body, like your skin, to help burn victims if they have large burns, 3rd-degree burns on their body. You can also donate ligaments and tendons to help people who have minimal mobility, to help them move better, and donate the corneas in your eyes to help blind people see better. So it's all really good donation. Next, I'm going to discuss how organ donation can help the grieving process of someone who loses someone in a tragic accident. About a year ago, my best friend Brooke lost her dad in a tragic accident. He was just simply walking and hit his head on top of a door frame, and he was immediately pronounced brain dead. She was only 18, she was just studying for the ACT, and she immediately lost her dad in the blink of an eye. And through all this tragedy, she instantly found out that her dad wanted to be an organ donor. And even though this was a tragic accident and it crushed her basically entire senior year, she was glad to know that her dad wants to do so much for other people. He ended up donating 5 organs and saved 5 separate people's lives. And even after the funeral and everything going on, about a month after his passing, they got a letter, not this letter, but this is an example of a letter that families will get, and it explains what organ went to what person. They won't give detail on the patient, but it'll say like whether it was a child, a mother, a father, their age, and what organ went to them. And so it's very rewarding, and she stated that knowing my dad saved so many people was such a rewarding feeling, and it gave a little bit of brightness in such a dark and gloomy time in her life, like losing her father. And this is another example, like a little boy who was saved through a heart transplant. Next, I really want to discuss the myths that come along with organ donation. A lot of people have created these crazy myths about becoming an organ donor, which are all, for the most part, really false. A lot of people seem to think that if you are an organ donor, when you are in an emergency, doctors will notice you're an organ donor and not work as hard to save your life because you can save 5 other people's lives if you pass away. But in fact, if you go through an emergency situation, doctors don't know if you're an organ donor. They're not going to take the time to look if you're an organ donor while you're in an emergency situation. They also won't even know in general until the end, or if something were to happen to you, and then they would go discuss it with your family. Another big myth is that you won't be able to have an open casket funeral. So if you were to lose someone in your family and you would say, no, I don't want them to have it because of an open casket, I want them to have an open casket funeral. That's also false. Doctors take a lot of time and take great respect in the person who passed away and is giving such a great gift of life to other people. So they will do their best possible ability to make sure that the deceased had the correct procedures done properly. And one major concern people have is that donating is against their religion. But donation is consistent with the beliefs of most major religions like Roman Catholicism, can't say that right, sorry, Islam, Christianity, and most branches of Judaism. And if you're also unsure about whether this is against your religion or not, you can always go talk to somebody in your church or your faith group, and they'll probably give you the better information because I'm not knowledgeable of all the religions. In conclusion, becoming an organ donor is a very important task and a very big decision that you should really discuss. And I know exactly what it is. You have heard how it affects the grieving families and gets them through this tragedy. And finally, you heard about the myths and about organ donation. And now that you've heard all of this, I'm going to explain how you can become an organ donor. All of you all, I'm assuming, have your driver's license and had to go to a DMV at some point to get your driver's license. And when you do that, you can simply check a box yes or no, or tell the person yes or no you want to be an organ donor. And on your Kentucky driver's license, you'll get a little thing, a little heart that says I'm an organ donor. And less of the time you got it and you didn't want to be an organ donor, but now you listen and you want to become an organ donor and help save lives if something were to happen. You can also go onto organdonor.gov and simply fill out the boxes and sign up to be